Morning. Welcome to the United States Sports Academy and our weekly sports talk program. We're on location today, as you can probably see. We're at the Battleship Pavilion in Mobile, Alabama for the free festivities for the first ever Dollar General Bowl. It was previously the GoDaddy.com Bowl, and before that it was the GMAC Bowl. And we have two great teams, one from the Sun Belt Conference and one from the Mid-America Conference. And we in fact, Ohio University is coming in to get ready for their lunch right now. We're going to have some really great guests for you today. We got both head coaches lined up, maybe one of the athletic directors, and a couple of star players that we'll be able to talk to. And so we'll go ahead and get started here. And well, our first guest today is Coach Frank Solich from Ohio University, one of the legendary coaches from the world of college football. Spent many years as the head coach at Nebraska, and now has brought the Ohio program to great prominence. Coach, we thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
What do you think about this opportunity to play Troy in the Dollar General Bowl?
It's a great opportunity. Obviously, a tremendous bowl, great community. People are unbelievable. We got a great opponent, so it's an exciting event for all of us.
Good.
Coach, last time that Troy made a bowl game, they also played you guys, I believe, in the New Orleans Bowl.
Yeah.
How are the two teams different?
Well, you know, they were a very good football team then. They're a very good football team now. We're a much better football team than what we were there. That was something like our, I don't know, second, third, fourth year at Ohio, and now we've been there. Myself and the coordinators 12 seasons, and so we've got a much better football team, very athletic, and guys that I've really enjoyed coaching this year. So I think they've got a great attitude, and it should be a really good matchup.
Great.
We get to obviously we get to see Troy play a little more often than we get to see you guys play. But I watched every play of the championship game between you guys and Western Michigan.
Yeah.
You guys gave them a battle. How important do you think it is for the conference to have Western Michigan playing in the Cotton Bowl?
Well, it's tremendously important. Number one, the prestige of having a team from the MAC play in the game, but also financially for the conference and the schools. You know, that's a big money game as well. And so we're wishing them the best, and hopefully they play great.
Yeah, I picked them, by the way. I picked Western Michigan to win that game. Well, Coach, we really want to thank you for joining us this morning, and we wish you the best of luck on Friday night. We'll be there rooting for both teams. We don't have a dog in the hunt, so we'll be there. Even though South Alabama is in the Sun Belt, they're going out to Tucson for their game. But anyway, we really appreciate you coming and saying hi, and we hope you have a great game. And good luck Friday night.
Thank you guys. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Go. Joining us now is the athletic director from Ohio University, Mr. Jim Schauf. Mr. Athletic Director, it's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. So what do you think about this experience in Mobile, Alabama?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a great reward for our team and our university to get to a bowl game and to come to Mobile has a tremendous reputation in our conference of teams that get to come here. It's very special. The hospitality has been second to none. And the activities and events have been fantastic for our student athletes. So yeah, we're excited to be here. Sun's out. We're gonna have nice weather the rest of the week. So it's quite a blessing to be here. So we're excited about it.
Good, right?
That's probably got to be the biggest exciting thing that the players look forward to is the weather. It wasn't so good for them the other night when they got off the plane, though, when it was 40 degrees and they were at Ladd Stadium with the dinner that they had. You've been at several different schools, Wichita State, Ohio University for the last, 9 years, I
Correct.
believe?
Yeah.
You've been to other bowl games. How does this bowl game compare to other games that you've been a part of?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, so far it's as good as any we've been to. I just think it really has more to do with the hospitality, the activities for the programs. That's what really matters the most. I mean, we've been ones where they're sitting right on the beach and they're different places, and some that aren't. But it really has to do with how the community embraces it, and you can feel it when it really matters. You could be at a bowl that's in a big city, and they don't even know what's going on. Yeah. So here you can tell the people in Mobile, they really get behind it, and there's just a lot of excitement, I think, from our team, both teams. to be here. So we're real thankful.
We get to do this twice each year. We got end of January, we have the Senior Bowl.
Oh, absolutely.
But this is the first year of the Dollar General Bowl. It's been the GoDaddy.com Bowl, and before that, the GMAC Bowl. And we've always had teams from the Mid-American Conference compete against the Sun Belt. And one of the things I asked Coach Solich, I'm going to ask you the same question: How great is it for the conference to have Western Michigan playing in the Cotton Bowl?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great testament to the quality of our conference. That's a team that we had a finishing drive. We just came up one or two plays short from being able to beat a team that good. So there's lots of talented teams in our conference, and Western Michigan being undefeated, getting a chance to play in the Cotton Bowl, that's great. It's great for our conference. It really is, and we're happy for them and hope they can win. And we always pull for our teams in our conference, so that's really important. Last year we ranked second out of the group of 5. Right now, I think we're ranked 3rd out of the group of 5. So it matters how we finish the season.
Right.
So we all root for each other, and so hopefully this can be a win for the MAC on Friday.
Awesome. Do you have anything else, Brett?
No, we appreciate you coming over here and talking to us. I know
Of course.
you guys got a busy schedule, but this is our first time doing this live here, and we appreciate you coming over here and speaking with the United States Sports Academy.
Well, we appreciate it, and I know the Sports Academy has a great reputation nationally, and I know you'll continue to do great work. So we're, again, glad to be here, very thankful and blessed, and look forward to the ball game, and thank you for the hospitality.
Good luck Friday night.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jordan Reed, a wide receiver from Ohio University. And he's also from Montgomery, Alabama. It's just about 2.5 hours up the road. Jordan, we welcome and thanks a lot for coming on with us today. Tell us a little about your experience so far in Mobile.
Man, it's really been good, man. I love the city, great people, great atmosphere. It's just a blessing to be here, be at this ball game. Being around teammates. Good food is always good too. So that's always.
And you say you're from Montgomery, but you live in Georgia now. You're going to have a lot of folks here at the game?
Yeah, I probably have 30, 40 people to come to the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 2 hours in.
How you like, I'm an Ohio guy. I'm from Ohio. How
Okay.
you like it up in Athens, Ohio?
It's good, Weather a little chippy, but I mean, it feels good to come down here and get some 60-degree weather. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
So we all watched the game on TV last week when you played Western Michigan for the championship. We thought you guys were going to pull it out there at the end. What was it like to be playing against what has turned out to be one of the best teams in the country?
It was a big-time atmosphere, man. Just being in the NFL stadium and just having the opportunity, it was good. I mean, hurts that we didn't finish, but just the opportunity itself was amazing.
Awesome, and I bet you'll be rooting for Western Michigan in the Cotton Bowl.
I don't know, man. I'm still a little upset about that game, but I'm definitely going to be tuning in.
Good. Well, Jordan, we really appreciate you coming. Good luck Friday night. We'll be looking for number 12 to score a couple touchdowns.
Thank you so much.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Troy Neal Brown from Troy University. This is his second year of coaching. Moved the team from 4-8 in his first year to 9-3 this year. And in the press guy, it says he's the 4th youngest coach in Division I, but the guy just got hired at Western Kentucky, I think it was. He's now the youngest, but he's still in the top 5. He's one of the great young minds in college coaching. So, Coach, we really thank you for coming to join us today. And what do you think about your experience in Mobile so far?
We've had a great time. This is a great destination for a bowl game for us for a lot of different reasons. Fertile recruiting around here. We've got several kids from this area, and our fans can get to. We're fewer than 200 miles away from our main campus in Troy, Alabama. So we expect to have a good turnout and hopefully put on a good performance on Friday night.
It'd be almost like a home game for you.
Well, that's our hope. When we played South Alabama here in October, we traveled really well, and we created almost a home-like atmosphere here during the regular season. And I know our people will travel again.
That kind of leads into my question, Coach. That you guys played South Alabama here. Does that help you guys in this process? Do you
Well,
think?
I don't know. We know the stadium, which
familiarity.
Yeah, we do know the stadium, but I think the bigger benefit, not necessarily the stadium, the bigger benefit is just being in a home area. Where we have so many alumni in the greater Mobile area, and a lot of our family and friends will be able to come to the game.
Yeah, you talked about the fertile trading ground. wasn't so great this year, but last year we had the 5A, 6A, and 7A
Sure.
state championships offered there with McGill, Tulane, Spanish Fort, and St. Paul's.
Yeah.
Well, high school coaching here is tremendous, and the talent has always been really rich.
We know this. Your quarterback's from Gulf Shores.
Yes.
We're going to talk to him in a minute. How's he been?
He's done great. He was first team all-conference for us. He's been a 3-year starter. He's really carried us offensively. He and our running back are our 2 premier players on the offensive side of the ball. And he's matured on and off the field over the course of the last 2 years. And I expect him to have a big game on Friday. And I think he'll be one of the top senior quarterbacks in the country next year.
Awesome. So what's the biggest challenge that Ohio University poses for you?
Well, defensively, they're one of the top defenses in the country. I think they're 6th in the country in rushing defense. And then also they're one of the top teams in the country in sacks. So we've got to do a good job neutralizing their front side.
Yeah, if you all the stuff online, when you look at ESPN and the other things, talking about Detroit, this being a matchup of a great offense with Troy and a great defense at Ohio University, that kind of.
Well, I hope so. You know, it's we've played well offensively at times. We've been led by our defense and special teams. But we feel like we have a couple of our best players, and quarterback Brandon Silvers and running back Jordan Chillen. And it's going to be a formidable opponent without question. They're really disciplined. And we'll have our hands full on Friday, but we feel good about the plan.
Awesome. Well, Coach, we'd be remiss if we didn't say congratulations on the first ever top 25 ranking this year for Troy University.
That was huge for our program, huge for our university. And you know, I think what had happened, it put the Troy football program back on the national stage for the first time in probably about 6 years. And we're a proud program. And the good thing about it is we're a really young football team. If you look at it, we don't have very many seniors in starring roles. So we have an opportunity to hopefully get back there again next season.
Awesome. I used to work for Troy University. I was a site director for the Augusta, Georgia site, the global campus. And one of the great phenomenons of working in a situation like that is when Troy beat Oklahoma State on ESPN on Friday night, we had a spike in enrollments.
Yeah.
Even in Augusta, Georgia. Well, Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck Friday
Appreciate
night.
it.
We'll be
Thank
cheering
you.
for you.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Our next guest is quarterback Brandon Silvers from Troy University. He is also a local guy. He's from Gulf Shores, actually from Orange Beach, went to Gulf Shores High School. And I just asked him a couple minutes ago, he said he's got between 80 and 100 people coming to the game Friday night. So Brandon, what's it like to be playing this close to home?
It's great. You know, a lot of family members that can drive over, short drive over. You know, I got a lot of family in Foley, got some in Fairhope too. So I got a lot of family in Baldwin County in the Mobile area. So it's great. You know, it's great to have a ball close to home. So it's just great for my family. They can drive over real quick.
Did you play for Coach Blackman at Gulf Shores?
Yes, I played for Coach Freeman and Coach Blackman.
And they both went to Spanish Fort and did okay there.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Okay.
What's the game plan? I know you can't go into depth, but can you give us some insight as to what you know about Ohio University? They've got one of the top-rated defenses in the country.
Yeah.
You're the quarterback. You're the go-to guy.
Yeah, they got a really good D-line. That's the strength of their team. Their D-line's really good. Put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I think they've had 45 sacks, 45 sacks this year. You know, I think we've only given up 7 sacks. So we got a pretty good offensive line that can handle them, and hopefully we can handle them pretty well. It's going to be, you know, we've been so dynamic the whole year, but you know, with the run and pass option. So we're just going in there and we're going to attack. You know, it's the last game of the year. Just going to go out there and attack and try to win the game.
Great.
Well, the guys from Ohio U said that we were going to see a lot of number 93 on Friday night, so tell your offensive lineman to make a liar out of that guy for us, okay? Because we're rooting for you guys, and we wish you the best of luck. And thanks a million for coming and talking to us.
Appreciate it.
Good luck Friday night, Brent. All right. Our next guest is Jerry Silverstein, the executive director, no, the president of the Dollar General Bowl. Well, thank you so much, Jerry, for coming and talking to us today. So tell us about this great matchup between Troy University and Ohio University.
Well, we think it's a really, really good matchup. This is our 18th year with this bowl game. And to have two teams like this, Ohio's defense is really, really strong. They played in their championship, won their division in the championship in the MAC, played in a championship game against Western Michigan, who is undefeated. Just lost to them in the last an interception with about 20 seconds to go as they were marching in, versus Troy, who is a young team and has a very explosive offense. So usually we have two offensive teams and known for points. You know, we still hold the bowl game record for most points ever scored in a bowl game, 125 points.
That was when the guy from Marshall. Yeah.
Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, Byron Leftwich.
Carrying him down the field.
That's right.
Miracle of Mobile, they call it. Instant classic on ESPN.
That was awesome. We had one of the articles I read about the bowl game on ESPN said that this was one of the most underrated bowl games of the season, and they called them two of the top programs in the entire Group of 5 conferences. So a really good matchup that we have here. You know, Ohio won that, beat Akron 9-6,
yeah,
which is a good example of their defense. And exactly what you said is what all the prognosticators are saying. Ohio's defense against Troy's offense.
We're fortunate that we get the first or second selection from each conference, so we're going to get really good games down here. And we've had great games through the years. And we've had just unbelievable players that come through here. Ben Roethlisberger, Byron Leftwich, Damian Tomlinson, D'Angelo Williams, Neal Brown, Fisher, who's on offense, #1 draft choice. And I think currently we have over 50 NFL players on active rosters that have played this game.
Awesome. Hopefully the weather will be a little better than last year. It was pretty miserable last year.
Weather forecast looks great.
Yeah, the forecast looks really good. So, what do you see for the future of this bowl game going forward? It seems like the Group of 5 conferences, especially the Sun Belt and the MAC, seem to get better and better every year.
I think I agree with you, and I think people underestimate the Sun Belt for sure.
2-1 in bowl so far.
Yeah, 2-1 in bowl so
and they could have won the other one. Lafayette just barely lost to Southern Miss. What, 28-21?
28-21.
So I think people, Sun Belt doesn't take it lightly. There's kind of the low person on the totem pole as far as having to draft new teams coming into the league. Like bringing Appalachian State and bringing in Georgia Southern, which are 2 great teams who've won the conference.
Yeah.
And then I think Coastal Carolina's coming in.
Yeah. And I saw Appalachian State was the first team ever to win 3 bowl games in their first 4 years of bowl eligibility. Yeah. So that was a good catch for the Sun Belt.
And the history of the MAC just goes back all the way to the cradle coaches. Miami of Ohio.
Neal Brown.
All the way back to Neal Brown. And all in the history and what they do up in the Midwest and in that part of the country.
All right, well, Jerry, thanks so much for coming to talk to us. We'll hope for great weather Friday night and a great football game.
Thank you very much.
Maybe 126 points.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you. Guest is Jeremy McClain, the athletic director at Troy University. Jeremy, thanks so much for coming and talk to us today. And tell us a little bit about your experience so far here in Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, it's been great. We one of the things we heard when we had the opportunity to accept the invitation to the bowl was that from my counterparts, from ADs who've been here, is that Mobile does it better than anybody, and from a hospitality standpoint, and that's definitely been proven true. We've had a great experience so far. Everybody's kind of gone out of the way to make sure that we have what we need, and it's been a fun week. I think our players have really enjoyed it, and we'll have our fans. They're starting to roll into town, and I know they'll enjoy the rest of the week too.
Well, I didn't tell you, Coach, this, but I know coaches hate this. According to Football Power Index, you have a 68.2% chance of winning Friday night.
Yeah, those are things you probably don't talk about. That's right. But
coaches hate it. Coaches want to have that chip on their shoulder.
Oh, exactly. I think it's a really good matchup for Ohio. I think we look at the way their season unfolded, how they I think got better as the year went on, and definitely looked really good in the MAC championship game. I think it's going to be a good matchup on the field. So excited about that.
All the experts on the website are talking about Troy's offense versus Ohio's defense.
That's right. They're really good up front, and we've offensively been a good team this year, and so it should be that'll be something to watch for sure.
The proximity to the game, obviously, you guys haven't played here. You're in the Sun Belt Conference. You know South Alabama, you know Mobile. How exciting is that for your fan base? Do you expect a lot of fans? Did you sell out the tickets? Those kind of things.
We expect a really good crowd. We've sold several. We've already moved several thousand tickets, and we'll move some more this week. So really kind of headed in a good direction ticket wise. I think our fans are excited about it being just a couple hours from home. Really, as we looked at the Sun Belt tie-ins and where we could have ended up, I think Coach Brown and I both in our conversations talked about Mobile being the best fit. Just because of the quality of the matchup, the proximity to Troy, our recruiting base, we talk about South Alabama and the level of talent in high schools, and so I think it worked out great for us. We're excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, we talked about that with Coach Brown, like last year, having 3 state champions from this area.
7A, 6A, and 5A.
6, 7,
3 big ones, yeah.
Well, wealth of talent in this part of the state, in this part of the country.
I don't have anything else, Coach.
Do you think Do you think the attendance figures are going to be much higher this year because Troy's here?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that lends itself to those numbers being higher. I think we've seen positive signs. We've had our folks are excited about making the trip. So I hope we can make everybody happy at the box office.
Yeah, last year we had Bowling Green and Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
And the weather was I mean, the three of us were. I mean, you can't be any wetter.
I think our last trip down, I think it was 09 maybe. I think it was like 19 degrees. So we're going to have a much better game day weather for this time around. So that should be good.
Good.
We appreciate you stopping by, Jeremy. Thanks for talking.
Thanks so much, Jeremy.
Nice to meet you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck in the game.
Troy, Ohio, not only the players, but the band. So many people get a chance to enjoy a week and play a big football game tomorrow night. And the whole country's going to be watching. Two really good teams. Congrats to Coach Solich, Coach Brown, and both teams. You guys have done super this year. 9-3, shooting for 10 wins. I think first time since joining Division I. Ohio came close winning their conference. Tough loss, but you can win the thing.
Welcome to the 2016 Dollar General Bowl. Let's congratulate both teams on having a great season. We'll be using